Let me start the program. Good evening, one and all. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all for this one-day national level webinar on leadership etiquette organized by the Department of Commerce SF V.H.N.S.N. College, Virudhunagar. Next, for the welcome address, now I would like to invite Dr. P. Rajmohan sir to welcome the gathering. Sir, please.
Good evening to everyone assembled here. I feel very happy to deliver welcome address before you. First of all, I would like to welcome our beloved principal, Dr. P. Sundarabandyan sir, for delivering the presidential address. Welcome, sir. Then I welcome our beloved SF coordinator, Dr. R. Palniyappan sir, for delivering the felicitation address. Welcome, sir. And I welcome our today honorable chief guest, Dr. Rose Kavita ma'am, Professor, Department of Management Studies, V.H.N.S.N.College College of Engineering, Bangalore. Welcome, ma'am. Next, I welcome our head of the department, Mr. Selvanathan sir, and our staff members. Last but not least, I welcome all the participants for various states. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you very much.
Now, thank you, sir. Now, I invite our respected principal, Captain Dr. P. Sundarabandyan sir, to deliver the presidential address. Sir, please.
Good evening to all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
My dear professors,
Good evening, sir.
SF Program Coordinator Dr. Palniyappan, Head of the Department Dr. Selvanathan, professors, and today's Chief Guest Dr. Rose. I'm really happy to preside over this wonderful guest lecture program through website online mode. It's really an interesting topic. Etiquette is most important to each and everyone. And for leadership, it is one of the main criteria to become a leader. How to behave, how to take decision. So today, the Department of Commerce self-funded mode has done a wonderful job by organizing this wonderful program. And I appreciate the efforts taken by the department because they are organizing regularly either through online mode or offline mode for the benefit of the students, staff members, budding researchers, as well as almost in all the aspects. Even last time they organized a meeting how to improve the communication skill so that in language also they organized a meeting. So today it is one of the important topic they have chosen, leadership etiquettes. So how to behave is one of the important thing. As each and everyone to become a leader, everyone wants to become a leader. First, they should know what are the etiquettes to be followed so that they can become a leader and they can take a decision very easily. So I wish the program a grand success. Once again, I also wish all the organizing committee members of Department of Commerce for organizing such a type of wonderful programs regularly. I wish the program grand success. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Next, I invite our self-finance programs coordinator, Dr. R. Palniyappan sir, to felicitate the gathering. Sir, please.
Sir, please unmute, sir.
Respected and beloved principal of our esteemed institution, Dr. P. Sundarabandyan sir, the head department of commerce, Professor Selvanathan, Dr. Raj Mohan, Professor Sivasundari, Professor Balaji. Really, you have kickstarted our academic year with a webinar. For a long time, we have been conducting academic activities through webinar. Nowadays, students are here in the campus Even then, you are organized a wonderful program on leadership etiquettes. What are all the characteristics a leader should possess? What are all dimensions a leader should look in for? Today is a wonderful day. Why? Because the first lady of India has taken charge. The President Draupadi Murmu has taken charge as President of India. Really, a lady who deserves the highest position which in India. Such a characteristics she has possessed, being elected by all the representatives. The day we are telling the people what are all the characteristics, what are all the properties, what are all the empowerment they should have in terms of being a leader and becoming a leader. Really, I am thankful to the Department of Commerce SF and particularly the chief guest of today's function, Dr. Rose Kavita, for to have accepted our request for being the chief guest of today's function. Such an eminent lady is going to give you larger amount of details. She has got enormous experience in delivering details related to psychological aspects, leadership aspects, and everything. So the audience today, we have registered somewhere around 100 and odd audience. Right from Tamil Nadu, we have some 70 audience, and right from Jammu to other states, we have some 20 to 30 audience. Really a wonderful day we all have today to know about the leadership etiquettes. I don't want to be in between Dr. Rose Kavita and you participants, and I wish all the participants in this forum to possess all necessary attributes of becoming a leader. And I wish all you to become a leader one day or other, and to your best view of becoming a leader and which position you want to assume. Let this session make you give you the limelight of becoming a leader. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. I wish all the participants a very good leadership quality. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you very much. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Now it's my time to introduce the resource person of today's program. Dr. Dr. Rose Kavita ma'am is a professionally qualified in the field of management education with 22 years of teaching, training, and research. Being a PhD and a D.Litt holder in industrial psychology, she is involved in designing and conducting international conferences, consultancy projects, funding programs of NABARD and SIDVI, webinars, case study, competitions, management games for corporates and students focusing on result oriented activities. She has co-authored 7 management related books and a prolific writer by publishing research articles for journals and presenting research papers for both national and international conferences. Extremely task oriented, energetic, and quick learner, has also successfully played the role of student developer in the field of learning and development. She has conducting training programs for various companies and have trained more than 3,000 employees of G1 grade in public sector to IT and BT general managers level in private companies. She is a certified soft skill trainer from Infosys Campus Connect program, NLP trainer, and trainer for appreciative inquiry. She has trained many professionals for personal effectiveness program. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Now, Rose Kavita ma'am shows the way for a good leadership. Let's hand over the session to our resource person. Ma'am, please.
A very good evening to one and all present here. Dignitaries, a very good evening to Dr. P. Sundrapandian, Principal Sir, Dr. R. Palniyappan for the wonderful introduction that identifying me as a psychologist. Thank you, sir. And Mrs. Shivasundari ma'am, it was a very long introduction. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. And Dr. P. Rajmohan, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. Thank you, sir. And Mr. R. Balaji, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. Thank you, sir. And a very special thanks to Professor Selvanathan for following it up with me for almost a month and taking such a great effort in organizing this one-day national level webinar on leadership etiquette. All of you must be wondering and thinking, generally we have it on leadership or leadership styles. That is a usual one. But why on leadership etiquette, I don't know. Virudhunagar Hindu Nadar's Senthil Kumar Nadar College should tell me why you have given me the etiquette. Because as Dr. Palniappan sir rightly said, this is the need of the hour, etiquette. We need to, because there is a change in lifestyle, change in the way of how we are working right now. A lot of gig workers. Gig workers means, we have a lot of part-time workers who are coming in, who needs especially, a lot of etiquettes which needs to be followed when they are going ahead with the customers. Right. So with this introduction, I'm going to be a little strict because I want participants to interact with me on one-to-one, where I will be calling out the names. And at the same time, I want the participants to take a paper and pen and then sit for the presentation. So let's move on to the presentation. Today's topic is on leadership etiquette. So is the screen sharing done? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We could see your screen.
Thank you, sir. So I just want you to write down the answer for when you answer the phone, you need to say your name and what else? Either the name of the company or just hello or how are you today? What is that you would answer? One of you can, unmute and answer me. You can just tell me your name. Jalin Rani, you can just tell me your name and then you can tell what is the answer.
My name is Jillian, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
My answer is hello.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Sorry, ma'am. When you answer the phone, you need to say your name, Jalin Rani, and the name of the company. You try to identify yourself individually. Plus, the next one is we identify ourselves with the organization. For example, I belong to New Horizon College of Engineering.
Okay.
Yeah. And I want Dr. S. Selvakumar. Sir has mentioned that I need more on leadership etiquette. So, sir, are you there? So I want you to just tell me, why are the telephone greetings so important? Just because it is a first impression, or it shows that you are very happy, or it shows that you are polite? Which is the right answer, sir? Dr. S. Rosita? Ma'am also has given about to know more on leadership etiquette. Otherwise, anyone can answer. Just tell me your name and please answer.
Ma'am, can I tell the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm Dr.
Once again, repeat,
Eka.
please.
Yes, ma'am.
My answer is it is the first impression.
Okay.
It shows
Excellent.
that you are polite,
Ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
So,
I'm Dr. J. Kalaisikhamani. My
Yes,
answer
ma'am.
is it shows that you are polite.
Okay. Majority has told that you are polite. Actually, why are the telephone greetings very important? Because it is the first impression. We don't know anybody on the other side, whether they are in a frustrated mood, whether they are in a good mood, whether they are in a bad mood. We don't know about them, and we cannot see them. So it is basically a first impression. So we need to be very careful that, how do we greet them? Okay, now having understood what is, a little bit of etiquette, let's see the today's issues. Workplace etiquette should, basically we all know that it is a very, very common sense that, we have a lot of etiquettes for dining. We have a lot of etiquettes when we are there going to a wedding hall. We have a lot of etiquettes that need to be followed even for using your washroom, basically the toilet. How many of us leave the seat, in a dry, put it on top? We don't do it. So it's basically a common sense, we know that. But all these things generally in olden days, it is taught at home, the value system. But today, most of the values are getting diluted. A lot of people from different social backgrounds are coming together at one particular place. So we have a lot of issues with respect to etiquette, which is supposed to be a soft skill we are calling, but from my perspective, it is a hard skill. Okay, so people interact with each other. It seems less formal. In our days, we used to wish our professors by standing up, getting good morning, sir, good evening, sir. Today, even in school, you can observe, I don't know about Tamil Nadu, but in Bangalore, it is just hi for the professors. It's just hi, and sometimes, Dr. Rose, they even call by name. So, it is less formal than it used to be. And it is also, we feel as elders that the children today, this generation has forgotten the etiquette. No, it is actually, merged together, and they feel that this is the way we are. So as a manager, we may be able to bend the rules to some time or to some extent, but not, all the time.
Ma'am, just sorry for interrupting. Is it that we people are teaching them to tell hi, Dr. Palniappan? Is it that we people are teaching them to speak like that?
No, we are not teaching, but the way they are addressing itself is like that.
Is it correct to do that? I'm finding my students also not giving that much of regards to professors nowadays.
Yes.
Somewhere we are lagging in teaching the students what type of etiquettes that they should possess.
Yes, sir. Exactly, sir. I agree with you. But what I wanted to, submit, my humble submission is that today's generation, we say there is a generation gap. In my view, there is no generation gap. Today's generation are coming up with, they are growing along with the social media. So it is a social media, what we are following in the Western culture. See, we are copying their denim, their jeans, their the way how they dress, the way how they speak. But we are not, getting along with our own Indian cultural values. Along with this, we are not, bringing up the kids. Mother is busy, father is busy. Earlier, we used to go, ladies used to go only if they have a financial crisis. But today, every woman in a household wants to work. She wants to prove her talent. So, in this busy world, what happens? The child learns most of the things from the social media. Have you not, heard from your own?
Ultimately, we are
Children?
compromising on values.
Yes, we are compromising, and to be very honest, there is nothing right or wrong. It is that is the way they are, and for them it is not wrong.
We accept it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So actually, I'm giving you the scenario of Bangalore, because here we have the metro city, which is very rich in where people are coming from all walks of life. And we don't have the slabs like CEO, COO, though it is told in the books. This is the kind of the organizational structure. We don't follow that. It is mostly it is a flat organization that we are following here, be it an educational institute or be it IT, BT, whatever the sector that it might be. So if an employee has decided, say for example, he is getting a call in between a meeting and he is going out to attend the call, is it right or wrong? There is nothing right or wrong as far as he makes it quick, short, and then comes back and joins the meeting. So this is what we are trying to tell today, or probably discuss today. Say for example, a person is little tired with the session, he goes out for a cup of coffee, he refills the coffee cup and he comes back. Whether it is right or wrong, because the senior person is here, because when I'm taking the IIM class, the morning my class is 7:45 in IIM. We call it as a brown bag class. Brown bag is nothing but where the students, it is the executive development program, where the executives come with the burger or some kind of breakfast in the morning. So having that in the class, when I'm conducting the class, is it right or wrong? So we are moving in the faster world, and this is how it has to be. So there are few changes in the etiquette and the systems which we are supposed to accept or keep moving on. So this particular day, I would ask few questions, whether it is polite, not polite. At the same time, whether it is, to conduct this kind of etiquette, and what is the speciality of a leadership etiquette, why it is not there for everybody, why are we, here to discuss about leaders. And when it comes to leaders, today we don't have, the slabs, principal sir, HOD ma'am, professors, assistant professor, associate professors. We are trying to make everybody the leaders. What is the ultimate meaning of a leader? A person who is capable of influencing others. He or she could be anybody. So if you would have seen the today's generation, they are so crazy of Twitter, Facebook. How many followers are there? There are children asking, I have only, 15 followers. Can you make it, more? So it is the followers' decision that makes a person a great leader. So every teacher can be an excellent leader if we are able to influence the students. So what about taking a personal phone call at your desk? Is it right or wrong? There are a lot of questions I can keep on asking. Is it impolite to leave a meeting and grab a glass of water? No, not at all. So we, in this particular workshop, both teachers are there as well as students are there attending the session. The course content, what I have prepared is the first one. I want you to understand what kind of leadership style you all have, first of all. For this, I will give you a small exercise. I want you to take it down and then understand. After understanding the leadership style, I want you to, understand what is right attitude or what is wrong attitude. There is nothing wrong attitude at all. And what will be the congruent one, because that is almost associated with a large amount of honesty and authenticity. Because in educational institutions, what we find, that too with the introduction of NEP 2020, there are people, or there are so many, individuals trying to take a shortcut. So what do you mean by, leadership ethics? And at the same time, how to use your body language in a very positive way, and what would be the powerful gestures for the day? I think this will be, sufficient for today's topic, leadership etiquette, because most of the leaders, they speak. They don't write from scripts, and, they will not read. You have a lot of leaders. You would have seen, from your own place, Dr. J. Jayalalitha. Without any scripture also, she can give excellent, be a good orator. So a good orator, yes. And to influence the people, yes. She connecting or we connecting as leaders to the other individuals, yes, it is possible. And the most important thing, what we need to do is to engage with the audience. That is more important, according to, this particular session. So I'm not getting into all the theories or the concepts, but to throw light on at least the minimum definition, it is basically a process of influencing. Leadership is basically a process of influencing others in identifying and working towards a common goal. So we all know the leadership styles. We know, autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire, all this we know, and we know the theory. So right now, I want you to pick up a paper and please write down the question. The answers, just the answers. There are three, choice A, B, C. I want you to write down A or B or C. That's all. So let's find out what's your leadership style. Once you're finished, just calculate your total. There is nothing right or wrong answer. And you got to answer how you behave in reality. Please do not go for any assumption and tell me, ma'am, I thought this will be perfect. No. Assumption may go wrong, but what we behave in reality is the exact one. That is the style that we are able to follow. So based on your real style only, I can give you a few inputs for today's session. Are we ready? Give me a yes, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. So the first question is, if there is a serious conflict within my team, all of you all are here, definitely you would have understood, we cannot do away with conflict. Conflict is a must, but we teach, every individual that it has to be a productive conflict. But most of the time, it is a destructive conflict which happens. So in case if there is a serious conflict within my team, what would I do? I remind everyone, please remember that you all have goals to meet, correct? Or B, I bring my people together so that we can, talk it through. Or, the C is, I let them work by themselves. Let them, do it by themselves so that they don't have to, bother one another. Let them fight. Let them only, come to one, particular decision. Let me just keep quiet. So which is the one which best suits you? It is not really, if you're heading the team, even if you're not heading the team also, there are n number of ways to become a leader. An accident happens, somebody says, please go get the water, call the ambulance, leave some air for this person, and this person doesn't do anything. If you would have observed, he only keeps giving instructions. So the leaders emerge at any point of time. That is the real issue. So I just want you to answer whether it is A or B or C. So we'll move on to the next question. I trust my team members. Yes, I trust them very much. All my team members are really good, and they will work towards this particular project. Yes. So no, I trust my team members to a fair amount. No, I don't trust them at all. Always a leader, need to be behind them, find out, whether they are working, yes or no, which is your style. So just write down A, B, or C. The third question, some of my people are highly skilled and motivated. They say that, yes, I can set them free, to weave their magic. Just if you leave them, they will do it on their own. I have that confidence. Are you of that kind? Are you A? Or often, hold creative planning sessions with me. I'm also doing something very extraordinarily and I want them to participate. Yes, I do this. So are you B or are you C? Are subject to the same workplace strategies and processes as everyone else. There are, leaders, there are managers. Leaders, most of the time they keep pushing. They have the participative style. Sometimes they have the supportive style. Sometimes they have the autocratic style. If people are not working, fine. So are you manager? A manager is one, daily routine. I come, I'm supposed to, conduct classes. I need to take care of the students. I'm doing my mentoring session. A lot of, non-teaching workload has increased, 2 times or 3 times than the, usual, what to say, the, I should say, old method of teaching. It is completely gone. Faculty members are much stressed, not only with the teaching workload, non-teaching is also there because we are going for a lot of accreditations and a lot of inspections are happening. So how your team is working? Are you A, B, C? Okay. So 3 questions we are done. There are 12 in this particular psychometric test. So the fourth one is the best way for me to ensure that my team meets its goal is to, I will lead from the front, I will encourage the participation, or I will delegate it to, my team, which is your style. Again, I'm repeating, there is nothing wrong, there is nothing right. Okay. So the fifth question is, we have an 8-hour deadline for a project, which I think 16 hours it will take. So am I relaying the deadline and let everyone get on with it and they know what they are doing? I had a director in one of my earlier days in the year 2000. Sir, what he used to do, technically he used to draw, because he's from an engineering background, he used to draw a PERT and CPM method. PERT is a program evaluation review technique and CPM is critical path method. They are all the engineering methods for coming to a particular decision, whether you need to take yes or you need to take no. Okay. So he used to adopt, so many times, so many meetings, faculty members, how, we teachers are. So we used to, get bored with the way how he is trying to, because even for conducting a conference, his methods are very meticulous and, achieving. Yes. So are you that kind of person who needs more details, or will you just ask your team members what they feel is the fastest way to complete it? My method is this. I just ask my team members, yes, ma'am, what do you want? How do you want this program to be? So somebody will give me some suggestion. Yes, go ahead with that. And you definitely, foresee a problem. Try to have one alternative, for that particular problem. Sorry. So the third one is issue the instructions and deadlines, to each team member. There are, few of the autocratic leaders. This is what it is. It has to happen. We have the deadline. We need to meet. Are you of that kind? And the sixth one is poor performance should be punished so that it doesn't happen again. Because we are conducting a lot of FDPs, a lot of MDPs, Management Development Program, which we had on a Saturday. Half of the members responded, half of the members have not responded. So should we punish? No, we don't punish anybody. But when a poor performance happens, what is the leadership style that you all will take? Will you talk to the individual so that, you can learn together? Or, I will just leave it out. Is that is a decision will you take? And the seventh question is, I need to develop and apply a new social media strategy so that I draw the strategy myself and then sell it to the team. There are beautiful, awesome teachers who are right now, especially the school teachers, coming up with different decision-making models. Wonderful models, I should say. There is, we have this Pareto analysis. Pareto analysis, I think you all would have heard about it. 20, 30, 80 is the percentage. Your Tamil Nadu economy or your infrastructure, I should say, it is awesome when compared to other states. A lot of inputs have taken place. We really need to feel to appreciate. And 80% of that kind of, improvement has taken place because of the 20% of the people who are, working on it. Yes. So that we call it as a Pareto analysis. 80% of change we can see because of the 20% of the inputs. So are you, taking different strategy? Do you draw a data flow diagram before doing any procedure, before doing any work? Or even, for example, say for this particular program, Selvanathan sir has worked very hard, calling in even Saravanan sir, asking him to, change few things in the brochure, right? So what kind of strategy are we really following it? And the third one, will you hand over the project to your team members and ask them to come back with a plan? That's completely, very creative. The eighth one is, I like to let my team make the decisions. Will you allow the team to make your decisions? Will you make a decision, but not until your team has had the input? Or will you make the decision until, I have told the team, to be very, very rational. Rational means a very common sense, approach to a particular, concept. So what is your style? And we are getting close to the, answers. So please, participants, kindly make it fast. The ninth question is, I have a new starter in my team. A new starter, a new blood is always, coming with new ideas. So I let them discover the best way of working. I will invite them into the team collaborative meetings. Will you invite? Half of the time, what happens when inspection comes, we don't allow the new joinees to, participate because they will not know the, organizational policies, and they may not be aware of the vision of the organization. Very basic thing, which, when inspectors come for inspection, correct? And I will sit with them until and unless they understand the process or the quality that I expect. Yeah. So which one will you follow? And the 10th one is, I think from my perspective that great leaders, yes, they know the best. Just now, Palaniyappan sir was telling, we have a best lady. Yes, I know they are best. That is why they are leaders. We have a lot of leaders. Kiran Bedi, a humble and simple, initiatives. She started with the prisoners, bringing them a meditation and yoga. Yes, a good practice. Yes, I know they are best. Or do you feel that they are humble to understand that teamworks are, working very best when they are doing it in a very collective way? Or will you give your team members a plenty of space to let them go on? It all depends. And we have come to the end of the psychometric test. The 11th question is, when asked whether I like to serve my team, I'm not sure. Yes, half of us, yes, wholeheartedly, we accept the leadership positions, yes. Or will you just frown? Frown means, will you, squeeze your eyebrows and give a small expression? Will you do that? So what is your answer? And the 12th one is, I notice that a member of my team is demotivated. I've seen that. So what would I do is, I closely manage each of their tasks to ensure that they are following the procedures very correctly. So when someone is demotivated, as you know, there is one leadership style which I would like to mention, which is also very trendy right now, which is called as a servant leadership. It is a very old saying where Jesus Christ did wash the hands and legs of his disciples in order to show that, this is how you need to be very humble and simple, and you preach the word of God to the others. In the similar way, you go and teach. So a good leader will show it in action, not just by telling it in words. He lives, walk the talk accordingly. And then so you will also be like that. Or will you make an extra effort to ensure that these people, your team members, are involved in the discussions? Or you will just simply back off because they probably need some space? So your team members, how are they, and what is your style? So now we have come to the end of all the 12 answers. Now you just have to collect, the answers. If you have scored, I'm just going back to the, answers. For each question, complete the statement by choosing one of the three options, A or B or C. So here, let me just give you the scoring. Kindly take down the scoring. Scoring will be, how will you calculate? We have 12. So for A, it is 1, B, it is 2, and C, it is 3. So how many A's, how many B's, and how many C's? If your score is within 12 to 20, what would be the maximum score? Can anybody tell me? Any one of the participants,
Good
kindly let
evening,
me know
ma'am.
what is this. Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
This is Abhirami from Aero Arts College. My score
Yes,
is
ma'am.
22.
How much, ma'am?
22, ma'am.
Great. Your good name, ma'am?
Abhirami.
Abhirami. Yes, ma'am. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? I need two more, participants to tell your scores. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I am
Yes,
Dr.
ma'am.
Kripa, V.H.N.S.N. College. My score is 21, ma'am.
21. Okay, great. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Anybody else?
Participant post a message in a chat box, ma'am. Muthulakshmi ma'am post my score is 25. Lavanya ma'am post my score is 24, ma'am.
Muthulakshmi is 25.
25.
Yes,
Lavanya ma'am 24.
Lavanya 24. Anybody who has a very high score?
Vivek Kumar 22, ma'am.
Myself 25, ma'am. I am
Anybody
Dr.
who has got
25.
25. Anybody who has got a greater score of 28 and above? Or anybody who has got a lesser score of below 20 or at least 20, exactly 20?
21 is there, ma'am.
Yes,
21
ma'am.
Virendra Kumar.
Virender
21.
Kumar.
Yes, ma'am. 21.
We,
Dhanasir ma'am 22.
Nasir.
Myself 27, so I wrongly calculated. 27 totally.
Dhanasilan ma'am. Who has got 27? Can you please tell me the name, ma'am, please?
Yes, ma'am. Dr. Pandi Selvi.
Dr. Pandi Selvi. Okay. Anybody who has got near to 20? Dhanasilan is a professor or a student? Anybody who has got 20? 20, below 20, please. I want the doctorates especially to, tell. Anybody has got scored below 20. There's nothing wrong. I just want to know the scores. Participants, kindly answer. Anybody who has got within the range 12 to 20, please. Okay. So, kindly mute your speakers, please. We are moving on to the interpretation of the psychometric test that we had just now. If anyone has got below, or within the range 12 to 20, there's nothing right or wrong. This is mostly of the authoritarian or autocratic leadership style. How many of you feel that autocratic leadership style is, very wrong? Some of you might be feeling, but, it depends on the situation. So you rarely consult the team members instead and tend to tell them what do you want, how do you want, and when do you want it to be done. This style will work very well in crisis situation because, say for example, you guys are organizing a conference or a seminar, and people are not coordinating with you, and then you have to take the leadership and tell them fatafat, these are the things which you need to do. I don't know how you will do, when you will do, where you will do, but all these things needs to be done. Okay, so these are the guys who needs to understand all the time this particular style will not be effective. Okay, so this can translate. Can you see the slide here? I have put very clearly, this can translate into high absenteeism and turnover rates. All of a sudden your employees will get or apply for leave. You will not know why, because you would have given some kind of pressure. So immediately they will disappear. You understand? So this is one particular style which generally we need to avoid, but at crisis we need to apply this. That's it. Okay, the second one which most of the participants have scored, which is supposed to be called the democratic or the participative style of leadership. Dr. Prabha, Dr. Muthulakshmi, Dr. Abhirami, Dr. Lavanya, all of you, you have learned to work with the people. That's very nice of you. You always mingle with the others and you set the parameters for the work, and you have the final say on decisions. Very smart. In our college, if you see, I don't know, I'm not a racist, nor I'm there here to discriminate anybody. But in this particular college, all the head of the departments, 90% are females. And recently the ISRO launching project, it was all headed by females. There is nothing right or wrong, but just wanted to give a little insight on how females take the decision compared to male counterparts. So these guys, they actively involve in your team members. You ask them, sir, how do we do? You listen to all your male members, accommodate them, then you guys take the decisions. That is the style that this participative style. And this style, it basically builds the trust between you and your people, and they're all likely to feel engaged and valued. All these things are there. Okay, but a lot of it's not in a great high pressure situation, but it requires a fast turnaround as you go slow down. So, and if you dislike any disagreement or any conflict, then that point of time you guys will suffer. Sorry for the language of guys. It means all the individuals who are coming under this particular style at one point of time will have a little bit of hardships. That is for the democratic style. And the third kind, somebody, Dr. Parni Selvi, ma'am, 27, 28, near to, ma'am is always, I think she's very, I should say very romantic also. Romantic means not that kind of, concept. Romantic means something where she admires every object, every person, and she admires every quality in each and every person. Ma'am, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, can you just tell me, give me a yes? Dr. Palni Selvi, if you're there, whether this, analysis of your personality, whether it is right or wrong, you're a person who admire every quality in every team member that you come across. So that's your style. So that's why the score is 27. So your default leadership style is probably delegating or laissez-faire. You just give it to them and you see, watch how they are doing. You give your team members free rein and how they work towards your goal. This is also a very ideal approach When your people are highly skilled and motivated, very matured enough, and they know how to do, when to do, what to do. And when you're working with the contractors, freelancers, consultant, especially, so those are the time. I can give you a wonderful example. During the time of COVID, we had this Amul. A lot of you might be knowing, aware of this company, Amul. Amul, most of the companies did find it very difficult to, position their marketing strategy for selling out their products. Amul identified a beautiful strategy where they started delivering the packets to home. And that is how, this courier, Dunzo, we have Zomato, Swiggy, all this, one by one. But the earlier, the pioneer who started delivering this was Amul, who identified a different strategy. So they just left that particular team completely. No collecting of the milk in the early in the morning, 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. So as and when it was possible, they started one more line of production where we all were closing our, even I have closed my, sugarcane juice, my shop, being an entrepreneur. Whereas these guys, they opened another line of production in order to ensure that people don't suffer or stand in queues for getting the milk. Let me, deliver it to them. So these are some of the, strategies which people will following the laissez-faire leadership styles. So having completed the leadership style, we complete and we understand that no one approach is right for all the leaders, correct? And most of the effective techniques, if we are following, we will include all the 3 styles at different situations. Okay, so this is the one which is very contemporary. Some of you might be aware of this, where you can see, autocratic is where we need to give the directions to all the followers. So it's completely, your leadership qualities. Most of you have told me, for example, Paraman, he says some knowledge I need. And Selva Bala, he says I have to collect the data to develop the leadership quality. You can collect the data. What I'm showing you is the data, sir. And also most of them wants the recent trends. What are the practical skills? And some of them have given, for example, Dr. M.S. Vasu, if he is, sir, are you there? He has given me, I just want latest trends on leadership etiquette. That will happen only when you are able to identify what kind of leadership style you are following. If you're following the directing style, then I will give you some tips for the day, what kind of body language and the gestures that you need to follow, because it's completely directing. And if it is a coaching style, highly directive and supportive. If it is going to be a supportive, leadership style that you're adopting, or if you're adopting a delegating style, completely leaving it. So below I have given very clearly D1, D2, D3 and D4 is nothing but the followers' readiness. In the beginning, kindly unmute. In the beginning, kindly mute your system, please. In the beginning, we have, a very low participation or, very low interest about the followers. Later, moving on, if the followers are very good and very matured enough, D3 and D4, can you see? Then we leave it to them. I hope the model is very clear. Now, I just want Ms. Rupini, who's asking for leadership qualities. Ma'am, I want you to answer. What is important about your voice? Which answer is correct? What is important about your voice? It is the volume, it is the speed, is it the tone, or all of the above? Which is the answer?
Ma'am, tone.
Yes, ma'am. Rupini. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody
Yes,
else
thank
who
you.
wants to give a try?
Ma'am,
Anybody
I'm
else?
Dr. Prabha.
Yes, ma'am.
It's all the above, ma'am.
Excellent. Yes, all of the above. Yeah, all of the
All of
above
the
is the
above,
answer.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. So all of the above is the answer. Why all of the above? It is a volume. I'm having right now a very assertive voice. I'm not having aggressive. I'm not having a suppressive voice. And also the speed, the pace at which we are communicating to the others, and the tone. The tone is very important. Most of the time, our leaders, when they communicate in such a way that it doesn't hurt us and we are ready to work for them. In case if it is hurting, It is not because of what they said, but it is because of how they said it. Okay, so that is supposed to be, called as a tone. How many of you watch Sadhguru's speech? I don't know, but he has some special gestures which needs to be observed, and also where we need to focus upon. He puts it in a very simple, subtle way. The voice module will be, medium, and the tone will be very sweet for you to, listen to. So the leaders, the basic etiquette is, without hurting others, let us learn to communicate what we wanted to, say. So the good leaders will involve everyone in building and maintaining the group. We give the ownership and we also give the support. So good leaders will help the group deal with internal conflicts. So this is also possible. Now I want, Kanagavalli ma'am to give me this answer. When putting a caller on hold, I'm putting a caller on hold, okay? What do you need to say or ask? Ask if it is okay to put the caller on hold. Hello, excuse me, can you just wait, please, 1 second? I'll put you on hold. Is that the right way? Or would you like to be put on hold? Ma'am, I just have some emergency, just 2 minutes. Can you be on hold? Will you ask that? Or, oh, I apologize for the inconvenience here. Please, could you just wait for some time? So, which is the right answer? Kanagavalli madam, are you there? Or Baby Jayanti ma'am? Or Pratap Kumar sir, are you there? Prabhakar sir, Dr. Chitra Lakshmi, anyone, you can just answer, please.
Option 2, ma'am. Would you like to be put on hold, ma'am?
Okay.
Ma'am, option 3. I apologize for the inconvenience.
Okay. Anybody else? Only one option is left. So the answer is, when you are putting a caller on hold, you need to ask whether it is okay. That is a basic manners, basic courtesy. Can I put you on the hold? So answer is 1. Why we will not tell, would you like to, why would I ask the other person? No one will like to be on hold. Are you getting it? We will not like to, be on hold. So asking, would you like to be on, put on hold may not be right. And why would you apologize? See, there is an emergency and something which is, disturbing or coming up. So why would you apologize for the inconvenience? Apology will come later, not now. So first of all, you need to inquire, ask whether if it is okay to put the caller on hold. So that is the answer. The first one is the answer. Okay. So the good leader, maybe a good facilitator, lot of, questions have been posted to me, via the Excel sheet. Good leaders needs to be a facilitator. I can go on and on and on for the session. He needs to be a consultant. He or she needs to be an advisor, observer, participant, a teacher. Everything is there. But by the end of the day, it all depends on the ability to perform. See, there are people who are not willing to do, but they are able to do. It's very dangerous. Those people, they can do, but they are not willing to do. So how will you deal with them? And there are people who are willing to do, very innocent, and the fresh ones, come, yes, I will answer this question. Yes, they are coming forward, but they are not able to give the right answers. So that is also there. Knowledge may not be there, skill may not be there, but these kind of individuals can be, taught with some kind of training programs. And ability to perform, if you see, there are people who are not willing, but very, very capable. They have the knowledge and skills which is necessary, but they are not interested. They are not, engaged properly. Positive engagement is not there with these kind of individuals. What should we do? We have to, adopt some kind of strategy. And the last one is, people are willing to do and people are capable of doing. Excellent. Awesome. This is a win-win situation. People also know how to do the job and they are also motivated, happy. How many of us are happy to go to the job? See, I also have been facing a lot of, what should I say? You can call it not depression, but at least, a little bit of frustration during certain sessions. Okay. So how do I overcome that? I just keep telling myself, be happy. Rose, just be happy. You're good. You can do it. You will do it. Have a lot of positive affirmations, which is very important. every session. Today we have plenty of YouTubes which says that you need to have positive affirmation. You're doing a good job because you guys are able to manage your stress. You guys are able to manage your conflict in the workplace. You guys are able to manage your decision making in the workplace. So the hazards means very, very dangerous. Okay. Let's see what is that. Because one of the failure is, I just wanted to show you this video. I will show you this video so that you can just watch to some extent and understand what are the different kinds of failures that we, come across. So any questions in the meanwhile, you can just ask me. This is,
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry, ma'am. One of the participant asking, I directly put on hold without doing any of this. Am I rude? He just sent a ma'am.
I directly
Put on hold without doing any of this. Am I rude? He asking this some question. That's all.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'll answer it in the end.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problems.
Okay.
This is actually just to show 10 business leaders who failed successfully. You might be seeing them, or you may not even be aware that these guys are failures. There are many failures, including Amitabh Bachchan, who was rejected by the radio, department. And later on, when he started applying for acting, and there also he was rejected because of his voice or, being so tall. There were so many rejections, not only, Amitabh Bachchan, Jack Ma. I can give you n number of examples who were all rejected and later on being the very successful individuals, in their, life. Colonel Sanders, he started with a manufacturing company in the beginning. That was a failure, which when he founded KFC at his, 52, when he was 52 or 55, he started, and that became a very big hit. I don't know how many of you are aware of this Dyson vacuum. If you could see this, the previous one, it's very important. There was a failure for 5,000 times, which is really mind blowing, I should say. So many times, and it has come with the latest technology called with the air, and they have taken patent for this. It's a patent, product which no one can copy it. I mean, most of you must be, aware of this, which is used even in the parlors. Right now, we have vacuum cleaners not only for the home; it is also for the, it comes with the patent technology for the curling as well as for the straightening of hair. So it's a very intensive study which people have made. So many times it has been rejected, but still now it's a big success in the, market. That it has become very success only because of the noise. Most of the vacuum cleaners comes with heavy noise, but this product, the basic challenge is you will not hear any noise. somebody had asked me for all the corporate examples. I need the company examples, how leaders are becoming so successful. I think I've given you here almost 10 to 12 leaders. What was your initial, story, and then how they have made it a great success in their, life. Rice cookers, we know how many times, it is a very big failures. Most of us, ladies, we will be knowing, we are aware. And till today, I don't know, there are a lot of things where the faculty also can contribute in towards the patent. These are all some of the leadership qualities where we can be a very great example for the students. Taking the students into, for the projects. Till today, how many of your kitchens are having screwdrivers for tightening the lid of the cookers? I do have one. So till today, we don't have a solution for that. We have come with prestige cookers to all the big brands, but with the warranty, with the guarantee, a lot of things are happening. So we need to, think through how best we can excel. So leadership, today includes the skill. The beginning of the session, someone was asking me, sir was asking me, is this the generation that we are going to accept? Yes. Today's generation are skill oriented more than knowledge. So we should make use of them in a right possible way and show them the path and try to influence them as a great leader. So that is one good video, I believe, that would have thrown lights on all the important aspects of the leadership concept. And this is a very important slide. So whatever I started with the trade theory, indirectly trying to say, earlier we used to give more importance for the personality. A trade union means one who will be very tall and hefty, and what he says everybody will listen. And when he wants to go for strike, yes, Zindabad, everybody says, going behind him. All those scenes have gone today. IT companies, we are not supposed to have any union at all. So then where are the leadership qualities? We have leaders from IT, we have leaders from BT, we have leaders from knowledge process outsourcing company, legal processing outsourcing company. So BPOs, we have n number of companies have emerged. So trade theory has proved to some extent. Then we had behavioral theories. Yes, leaders means they should have these kind of behaviors. That is also gone. Now we have the contingency theory, which is, I have spoken to you on the situational leadership. That's the bell-shaped curve, which I would have shown you. So to conclude, an effective leader must have a command of a broad range of skills. So let's look into what is a broad range of skills. Today, we have the gig economy. Gig economy is where the giggers, they are the freelance workers, contract workers, crowdsourced workers. We have n number of people in, Bangalore, especially, who work only for 4 hours. People are ready to work for 4 hours, and he takes the decision. You are not taking. See, there was a recent, a beautiful, meme that was released. One person has ordered for Zomato food, and the Zomato guy is collecting the food, and he is delivering it to the Dunzo guy. Okay, instead of he delivering it, he is putting it to the Dunzo guy to go and deliver it to the customer. So this has become a very big issue. But all said and done, with this kind of economy and with this kind of people, the workers that we have today, even education institutions also, we have a lot of ad hoc faculties, adjunct faculty, a lot of people coming in, sharing their knowledge, how the delivery is going to happen. And all these things has put us a hold on something called as etiquette, where we need, or where they need to learn something. So the gig economy is not something which we have to take it very lightly. We have to really understand. And now we are coming to the most important part of this leadership etiquette. Do not stand with your legs too far if you're going for a presentation. Very simple. We have seen a lot of body language and the gestures. Because when you stand with your legs too far apart, this will make your, little, not very good. Okay, so don't stand with your legs too close also. It is normal stand at ease position when you're going for a presentation. So this is for the standing posture which I wanted to share. It is an easy way to lose your footing. You sometimes, if you're keeping your legs too wide also, we may fall and trip. So we, take care of the spacing, which is very important. So how to stand, I have just, given as a men and women, though we have a lot of, people, individuals we have from different backgrounds. So generally women, we need to stand up straight and stand tall. For men also it is stand up straight and left, foot facing front at a slight angle, so that the body is seen in a appropriate way to the audience. And the feet for men, it should be spaced comfortably apart, not more than the shoulder width. I hope you all know that. Men, when you're going for presentations, or when you're going for the meetings, we call it as BB, TT, and SS. Anybody is aware of what is BB, TT, and SS? Boots and what? Anybody? Can you just give a guess? TT is tie and trousers. Trousers and the tie needs to be in the same color. SS is the shirt color and the socks color needs to be the same. BB is your belt and your boots needs to be the same color. I hope you know that. I know how to dress in the formal. So moving on to the standing position, the eyes needs to be way forward, chin up, and open body language is mostly appreciable. And I'm sharing this PPT with you because I've come with a lot of materials for you today. So I'll share the PPT. How to sit when you're sitting posture. As a leader, you need to approach the chair, turn properly, take your time, and then sit in full chair, occupying the full chair. That is the general way of how do you sit. And females should not arrange their skirt by smoothing the back before sitting. Arrangements of pulling your skirt or your sari, everything needs to be done before sitting. I hope you can understand. Yes. So men, after sitting, pulling your pants slightly, all those things should not be done. So you just do all your arrangements, then you come and sit. This is a sitting position. And men should sit with feet flat on the floor. Yes, for females also it is the same. Females' upper back should not touch the back of the chair. Little leaning forward is good. And how to stand up after sitting. So this is some we have seen, after sitting for a long time and we are getting up, we always see people pulling here, pulling there. So all those things needs to be left out, because people will be watching you, because you're the leader and you're conducting the session. So just got to be little more careful. So do not wiggle, do not play with the parts of your clothing, folding your sari, pulling it here. I've seen many females, when you're not comfortable, putting a pin here. So many pins I've seen ladies, when they go to class, I'm not comfortable. When you're not comfortable, please don't wear such dresses. That is the best etiquette, I should say, and I would say. Try to wear saris where you feel more comfortable. We will use the saris for other, these things, occasions. Let's use the other things. Okay, so keep a positive expression, and best for all the, individuals when you're coming on to the leadership positions and trying to occupy either the class, in front of the students, in front of your seniors, your management, keep a smile on your face. A little bit of smile will, make the other person understand that you're listening, a nodding of the head. So, and when it comes to the shaking of hands, handshaking, a good handshake is very firm, brief, and elbow length. Okay, it is not full hand. Some of the, if you see the meetings, what our Pradhan Mantri Modi ji has, it's a long handshake, which means that I'm very accommodative. My country is accommodative to you. So there are a lot of meanings in this simple handshake itself. So here, as leaders, we just give a good handshake. And generally, the younger person should be presented to the older person. That is also needs to be taken care, and you open the door for the females. So today in Bangalore, if you see, we don't have no male and female, my dear participants. We don't have that kind of discrimination, especially in Volvo buses. If you see, Even a pregnant lady is standing, she will be standing, and she prefers to stand because the men will not give the space. That's how it goes here. So the men should be, presented to the female. So these are some of the, general leadership etiquettes. And you also realize when you have your superior, how you need to, sit or stand. So today leadership executives are wearing, we are wearing multiple hat. We are a consultant. We are, knowledge, what to say, a knowledge sharing, individual for the others. When you're working in a team, you're the advisor. And especially for females, if you see, you're the mother, you're the daughter, you're the wife, you're playing the role of a consultant, you're playing the role of a teacher in the class. There are so many roles to play. And how will you justify all these roles? Because leadership etiquette is not a one-day habit, which can be, done as a miracle, overnight. It needs to be put in constant practice. Every day you stand up, after getting up in the morning, just look at the mirror and you say that these are the things that I would, like to do it for today, to-do list. And today, then I would say, this is the body language, free hands open, the chin up, eyes, the look is very straight. So then you make the decision that enhances, and you pass that energy, to your team members. So that is how it goes. And so that's for the day. Have any doubts? You can ask. The session is open for Q&A, question answer session. That is, the power that is given to your members. So no one can take it. And there is something which I wanted to give you, the most graceful leadership 101. So many of you have asked me, Madam, give me a practical example of the qualities of leadership. Whether I call them as a managerial manners or leadership etiquette or a simple common sense, 101 simplest ways to add grace, because you need to look very decent, you should be remarkable, and you should provide the result-oriented, success to your management as well as to your students. So this is what I'm sharing with you for the day. 101 takeaways. I don't know why, even for wedding, when we go, we keep 101. What's so very special about 101? But it is, any leader, the basic etiquette is we need to say thank you. We need to appreciate other individuals. We often refer ourselves as we rather than saying I. And if you are completely wrong, let's accept, sorry, my mistake. There's nothing wrong. We are not going to, so, and do not be very judgmental. Always, get into meetings on time, because you can do something else. Even if the person to attend the meeting has not turned up, I had something to do because I went for the other class to find out whether it is free. Yes. And controlling the emotions is very important when it comes to leadership etiquette. You might have so many things. Please do not carry your workplace and your work talkings, to home. Do not discuss with your children. Do not discuss with your husband or wife, about your workplace. Unless and until it's going to be good, you got to discuss. If something is negative, somebody has hurt you, let's not discuss, take it home. So there are a lot many things which we need to, incorporate in when it comes to the, etiquette part. And do not over communicate. That is also very, very, a lot of blunders we make, because too many sentences we try to blabber sometimes. So over communicate on your expectations should not be done. Delegating the work that, helping the others to grow, over interest. No, be very professional. How much is required? Do only that much. And above all, be kind to people, which is, a genuine smile. Just because, oh, Rose Kavita madam has taken this session, we need to follow this, and you come with a receptionist smile, that will not happen. Okay, something which will be very productive only if the smile comes from within. So that is also equally important. And focus on why almost all activities rather than, addressing how. Why is very important. Why will I do this? Why should I do this? Will it be, favorable for me? So these are all some of the very, very basic rules that we need to follow when it comes to etiquette. And speak slowly, speak clearly, which is another very important. And above all, one, which the present generation is not having, I should say, and it may not be wrong. The, what do you call etiquette of listening. Hearing is different, listening is different. Half of us don't listen when somebody speaks. So please, let's learn to listen. That's very important. Then only, the problems can be solved, conflicts can be solved in a better way. And the 101 is, as a leader, we have the power and control myths. Madam, I want to, control the others. I want them to listen. No, they will not listen. You need to change your style. You need to give them the empowerment, and you need to trust them and ask them to please open your mouth and speak. Then I'm ready to listen. Then you will get a lot of ideas. And that is how you just got to be very productive. So these are my tips for the day, 101 tips. And this is, for the further reading. There is the Black and Whitten managerial grid. And you also have the Greenleaf's servant leadership, Collins' 5 levels of leadership. So thank you one and all for giving me this beautiful, wonderful opportunity to share my ideas on this particular day on leadership etiquette. Thank you one and all. The session is open for any Q&A.
Thank you, ma'am. Any clarification, participants?
Someone has asked, what are the modern traits for applicable for leadership? Dr. Azma from American College, Madurai. There is nothing modern traits, ma'am. To be very honest, when we are dressing, we need to follow a very pastel colors, English colors. We say that. You can just Google out what are the different pastel colors. And the trait is actually we need to learn to listen to others when others are speaking, which is very much lacking in today's generation. So that is one of the modern trait, I should say, which is really required for leaders. Sometimes my volume and tone becomes very loud. Am I authoritative? Virendra Kumar has asked. See, if the volume and tone becomes very loud, it might sound little rude, but you need to reduce it. Try to give a pause, try to take a deep breath, and then you can start talking to the other person. That will put your volume a little down. Yes, any other questions?
Any other questions from the participants?
Ma'am, Dr. G. Pandi Selvi, ma'am has asked, what do you mean by servant leadership? Ma'am, servant leadership is what we want our team members to do. First, we have to teach them, we have to tell them, we have to show them. That's why I gave you the example of Christ. There is one more example of Moses. I don't know how many of you are aware. God appeared before him telling that, you take the people from the land of slavery to the land of salvation. Only he was chosen. Why he was chosen? Because he had that humbleness. He used to talk to people, in a very humble way, simple way. And then he was given that power to, lead thousands and thousands of people. If you have watched the 10 Commandments movie. So that is one. And in today's generation, our people are not, our children are not observing us doing some good things. Say, for example, right from kitchen to, the way that we are going out. Before leaving, how many of us do pray in front of God and then leave the home? So only if our children is able to observe certain things, then they will, imbibe the values that we are trying to, make them understand. So the servant leadership is something where we try to do it literally so that the others will follow it, understand. Say, for example, somebody has crumpled the paper, has thrown it here, the paper is there, I pick it up and I put it in the dustbin so that my students will follow it up. Yes, ma'am is doing, let me also do it. So that is, something, an example that I could give. Sometimes when I get a new call, the next question, I directly put the previous one on hold without doing any of this. Yes, you are rude. 1, 2, 3, am I rude? Yes. When you're getting a new call, you have to tell to the previous person to whom you're talking to, I'm just getting an emergency call or a very important call. Can I just put you on hold? You need to ask the person. That's a basic courtesy, basic manners. And if the person says yes, then only you put them on hold. Otherwise, this is supposed to be called as a telephonic etiquette, which will not be, a good manners. So you need to ask and then put. In what way the leaders can develop their 3 C's, like coaching, counseling, consultant skill? So this is again from Azma ma'am from American College. So ma'am, actually the 3 C's are coaching. Coaching will be required when your team is not matured enough. They are willing to do, but they are not matured enough. They don't know how to do it. So there you need to coach. And counseling will be there completely where your team members are not matured enough, plus they don't know how to do. They don't have the skill. So there the counseling is required. And where you will act as a consultant when your members, team members are very matured, there you act as a consultant, give them the directions, and they will take care of the team. And do you think Fred Fielder's contingency theory is more important and critical in trying circumstances? Yes. Lavanya has asked, Lavanya madam. So yes, it is very much important. See, when you're talking about motivational theory, we would have come across Abraham Maslow's theory. What Abraham Maslow say? The physiological need is first, then we have the security need, then you have the self-esteem, self-actualization. We have the 5 needs. When one need is fulfilled, drive is fulfilled, we move on to the next one. That is what he says. But today's, if you come to Bangalore, you will get to know the onion price. There was a time onion 1 kg was 70 rupees. One glass of beer was 72 rupees. And the fuel, what is the price of a fuel? That is petrol. 1 liter petrol is 75 rupees. So there is no discrimination between the essential commodities and, the luxury commodities. Almost everything we are getting at one point of price. So what is there, do we still follow the Maslow's theory? I would say no. There are many olden theories which are trying to be proven false in today's scenario. But contingency theory, yes, it will remain the same, because that says very clearly, based on every situation, the leadership will emerge. Any crisis situation, somebody will play very autocratic nature. Somebody will play very manipulative. At this juncture, I also would like to say there is a very beautiful book called as The Prince, which talks about the Machiavellianism personality. There are a lot of manipulative characters in our own home. They say something front, they say something back. So many personalities we have, even in the workplace also we have. So how do we come across and still, pose ourselves as good leaders? So you got to understand one very important thing, that we cannot change others. They are. So you can change yourself. So how do you manage those manipulative personalities? You got to understand what kind of leadership style you will accommodate or adopt during that particular point of time. So if you just have that maturity, it is easy. So it's time, and thank you one and all. Thank you.
Can you see the chat box, ma'am? Or I explained the question, ma'am?
Sir, it's already time. The last question I will take. What are the special skills need to become CRM manager in a famous company? Customer relationship management is very much, beautifully done in today's banks, I should say. If you see the banking sector, we have a lot of bank managers. In our days, we used to get a lot of people above 50, but today they are just passing the exam and they are coming up to the managerial level positions. So, and they are doing a wonderful job, trying to put for bank loans, either for car loans or for vehicle loans or for house loans. You should see how, sweetly they talk. So it is basically the, kind of etiquette that pleases the others. And if your behavior is in a favorable way for the customers, definitely, yes, I should say it is very much required. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Lavanya, ma'am. The book Prince is classic. Yes, it's a very classic piece. I thank one and all for giving me this opportunity to have a wonderful session on leadership etiquette.
Thank you, ma'am. It's time for the participants to reveal your feedback. Our resource person says, learn to listen. Now we are ready to listen the words from participants to learn more and more. Your feedback help us to grow with innovative ideas in future programs. So participants, utilize your feedback time. We are expecting oral feedback.
I'm Dr. J. Mahamayi, Tributary College, Virudhunagar. Really, this session is so informative and we learned a lot about the leadership etiquette. And first of all, I thank the principals, Virudhunagar sir and Palaniappan sir, for arranging such valuable session. My special thanks goes to Selvanathan sir, HOD of the Self-Finance Commerce Stream. And my special thanks goes to Sivajodi, my PhD scholar. So really, this session is more informative and interactive so much, sir. So I immensely happy to give a special thanks to our Madam Rose Kavidam. Thank you, ma'am. Really, your session is so much excellent. We benefited so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Good
ma'am.
evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Geeta from Tanda Hanslover College. From the psychometric analysis, I can easily understood what type of leader I am. And also the chief guest motivated us the way of telling how 10 great leaders got failed in one and got success in another. Really, you have arranged a wonderful webinar. I have attended all the webinar arranged by V.H.N.S.N.College. Thank you very much. I would like to speak 1 minute with Dr. Rose Kavita ma'am. When I was studying MBA in Tanda Hanslover College, you came to our college as a resource person, ma'am, in 2012. I think you know Dr. Amal Xavier. He called you as a chief guest, ma'am. First time it's even after 10 years, I can able to recollect you means first time itself you have impressed me, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the organizers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Geeta ma'am. Thank you so much, Geeta ma'am. Even I would like to say something. Tandai Hans Rover, I'm the alumni, the best alumni I've got from THRC, Tandai Hans Rover College. And that is how Amal sir was my professor. So we both were dean in, he in his organization and me in Jyotinivas College quite some time. And it's nice to interact with you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Take care.
Hello.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is Arun here from Chennai. The session was very informative and thanks for the organizers. But the timing, if it has been an hour before or something like that, means it would have been more comfortable for us to join the meeting. Actually, it was when we are going home, we were not able to properly go through the webinar. So if a small adjustment in the timing means it would have been more better for us to follow the webinar.
Thank you so for your suggestion. Every webinar will be happening based on the participants' suggestions. So before, I think Selvanathan sir has asked the timings from the participants, and that's how it has been done. Probably he would have gone with the majority. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
so we'll do it next time. Not to worry.
Yes,
I'll share all the details. I'll share the PPT also with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will consider our timing, sir, please. In future, we will implement. Okay.
Sure, sure, sir. Thank you for consideration, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Selvanathan sir, I'm leaving, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I invite our self-finance programs coordinator, Dr. R. Palniappan sir, to say a few words about this program. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. I have been listening seminar at the initial stages and fortunate to have left the meeting for some official works that I have been left out in my Office of the Controller of Examinations. I am doing a dual duty in this institution as controller and as well as a sub coordinator. I'm not fortunate enough to have the sessions fully being attended, but from the feedback that the participants have given, I hope this have reached a very big set of people and must have been a very good topic that Rose Kavita must have delivered. Hopefully, everyone should have realized the importance of becoming a leader. And session must have given larger amount of inputs regarding how to become a leader and the ways by which the leadership etiquettes should be followed. Really thankful to the Department of Commerce SF for to have taken a remarkable topic on this day. People must have made themselves and how to make them as a leader. They must have made a plan of becoming a leader. Really a wonderful topic, and hopefully this session given by Professor Rose Kavita must be a challenging topic for everyone, because life is a challenge. You have to face it, you have to plan it, and you have to become it. Becoming a leader is not an easy task, and hopefully larger amount of inputs have been given to all the participants. Enjoyed the day, made your day, and hopefully everyone becomes a leader a day or other. I wishing all success. Remarkably, the feedback has been encouraging us to do more programs like this. And Selvanathan is a dynamic person. Is a person who really make myself committed to several tasks. Keep on engaging me, sir. This is the program we want to do. Ask him larger amount of questions. And he keeps engaging the stakeholders of the institution and also the other participants around the globe. And shortly he is going to organize an international conference, and all the participants keep track of him. He's going to give larger amount of inputs related to his discipline and others. Thank you very much, Dr. Selvanathan and his team. I wish him very big endeavors, very big achievements in all his endeavors. Thank you very much. My wishes goes to all the participants. Thank you, participants, for being with V.H.N.S.N. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Mr. R. Balaji sir to propose vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this pleasant occasion. So, on behalf of Department of Commerce SF, I extend a warm welcome to the people in the meet. First of all, I thank Almighty God for making this one-day national webinar a grand success. First of all, I thank sincere thanks to management, board members of our college for permitting us to conduct this program. Then I would like to express a deep sense of gratitude to our principal, Dr. P. Sundarabandin sir, for encouraging us to conduct this event in orderly manner. My wholehearted thanks to our self-finance coordinator, Dr. R. Palaniappan sir, who rendered support to us in making this program a successful one. I extend my gratitude to our honorable resource person, Dr. Rose Kavita ma'am, for sparing their valuable time with us. Thank you for giving us a wonderful lecture on leadership etiquette. Thank you for the highly inspiring time with us. I thank and congratulate all the participants for their active participation from various states. Thank you again for your attendance. We look forward to bring you even more events in the future. Thank you once again for making a webinar a grand success. Finally, I must thank the organizing team of staff members, Mr. S. Elnan sir, Dr. P. Rajmohan sir, Mrs. M. Sivasundari ma'am, and Dr. M. Saravanan sir, and Dr. J. Kalaisigamani ma'am, for putting their sincere effort for the past few days to make this webinar a successful one. I also thank Mr. Kanapadina and Mr. Maheshna for their technical support. Once again, I thank everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.